Welcome back to Timberborn and our Series 3 playthrough on Fortitude, where this is recently updated to version 1 of Timberborn, as we can see with the automation. So if you've started recently watching this and you go backwards or you want to watch it from the start, you have to know that that was pre-version 1. Also, please note that on a new playthrough we're doing, 10,000 Beavers in 100 videos, I've made available through the description a download game file. I might even do it for this, so if you want me to do it for this one, let me know. I think I have all this one. I know some of the other ones, some of the files just not there, Discord problem, but I always back the files up now, so let me know if you'd be interested, and in the description you'll be able to download them from my from the web server. So anyway, that being said, now as I said, there's a problem that this is going to cause, and I'm not fully sure yet how I can solve it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to automate this particular part here as well. Now I need to move, because what I want is these floodgates here. The reason why I want it here, because if I allow it to go there, I don't want... I could do it a different way, I suppose. I mean, you could make a ledge that goes around there and dumps it in there from there, which technically would work and you wouldn't have the problem that I'm trying to solve. But I can't think of any other way of doing it. So if I have, let's say, let's get this on a little faster. So if I, let's say, have floodgates, I think it's a relay where I can then tell with this, and the relay will open up, up and down the floodgates based on what the relay's doing. So the relay's talking to the sensor. It doesn't need to talk to these, and the relay will then relay that to the floodgates. I think that's how it works. I have no idea. So, but as usual, we'll work that one out as we work it out, and hopefully this time the game doesn't crash. It's only 2 or 3 minutes into the game, into this playthrough, that it crashed. Like I said, I've not had that for a little while, but that's the challenge you get on Timberborn. I don't know whether that's going to be right, but I'm going to leave that like that, and I'm going to do that as a 2. If I have to take down and do like a 2 here, I want the same thing round here, and then that. But I did a OOFA at the end, or relatively, I opened this up, and I shouldn't have done. I should have kept it up here, because we have a drought. This lot's going to die. We know it's going to die, because the reason why is that it was out when we got to about 17 days, I think, and it's only a 15 days. So, but I don't think it's gonna do. Now, obviously, I'm pumping a bread. I can't help with that. It just reminds me of that song. Sorry about that. I'm constantly pumping this, so this will go back to full again, or relatively where we get it. Obviously, I've got to make sure that this stays at full as well. And I know I've got a lot of food now, but obviously I'm trying to stabilize the food, stabilize the water. It's been a nightmare of a work to get everything done what I want to do. Now, obviously, in a drought, these wouldn't be going, but because I've got this on, If I close this, this will obviously turn itself off, and then we'll get no water here. But because I can control it, because I've got the discharge, I can get these things running. Admittedly, they don't run massively fast. Well, in fact, I don't even think they're running that much anyway. And is that actually running? This should be running. It's turning. There's no power. Something's turning, but I don't know what's turning. So whether that's just a... Oh, is I've got this turned off? Open. Ah, that's probably that. I was thinking, why have I got this turned off then? But, I pressed the wrong button. But now it will come back, I should say. By fiddling, I shouldn't have fiddled, I should have just left it. So now we've got, obviously, this turning. It might not be turning a lot, because of the main lot. But we will get this one going, and we'll not have a problem with power. We just have a problem with water. That's always been the Achilles heel here. And, yeah, so because obviously the more I have water around, and the fuller this is going to be, the less chance it has, because obviously participation, blah, 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 you know. The old story with everything. We should be fine. But I'm going to have to move this. Like I said, the reason why I've got to move it is because I want the floodgates down here and to control them. Now, I'm not stupid enough to... Is that the right word? No, I suppose it's not the wording. But I'm not too parfait or too thingy to say, right, I'm gonna put one in and then test it. You know, I'm gonna put some floodgates in here, and when we get the bad water, I'm gonna try it out. Or should I just try it out? And I suppose I could just, yeah, I could just, I've got to build a relay anyway. So I've got to build the relay. Doesn't matter where I build the relay, but as long as I build the relay, I can move the relay. And the relay would be connected to... I thought the relay would be connected to the sensor, but maybe it's not. Or maybe that's relaying it to that. On. Pass through. Not and or XOR. XOR's either or is on. We'll do it. We can set the plug because I need to select something to be able to do it, and I can't get my where am I? It would be this. Right. So there's the relay. It's on. Ah, there we go. So if it's on, if input is off, on if input, on if input is on, because it'll be a pass-through, isn't it? I think it's a pass-through. And then I would automate that, and then I would use the relay. So, if off, that means that would be down. If on, that would be up. Is that right? I might not even need to use the relay. Well, according to this, I might not even need to use the relay. Probably I would only really need to use a relay if... I'll leave the relay. I've got the relay. But we'll take as I might have done this wrong. I don't know, because I've only got one. Because I've only got one of these, and I might need to have the relay when I've got two of these. Say I had one there, and like I said, one there. and I'll say, don't switch this on if this, or, you know, they both have to be off to switch this on. But that's not good. The reason why it's not good in this instance is this is the end. The water will never clear this part out when the bad water gets this. This is a problem, you see. See, the water comes in here, fine. Clean water, fine, no problem at all. So we get bad water going in here. This is going to go down here, right? That's fine. But let's say I don't have this here, so it goes into there. When the bad water changes to water, ordinary water, some of this can never push back into here. This will turn itself off because it's got to this sensor. If I happen to put a sensor up to there, there's no way that water will still travel back because this has turned itself off. Or, you know, to clean itself out. It may do it eventually, but it would take so long, to me, it's just not going to work. So that's why I'm putting the floodgates, because obviously the floodgates, that's a straight line. It'll hit this and go, well, now it's clean, let's get on with it, and open that up. I think that's how it will. I'll have to work. I may be wrong. And by all means, if you've got to think you've got another solution, do a little drawing, and you don't want to. Obviously, you can't put that on the YouTubes, but you can obviously send it to me, and we'll see what we can do. Yeesh. Right, we've got that. Most of this is up and running. And I forgot that one. Well, that's a bit of a swizz. I can blast that one though, and I can get rid of that one. Let's just get rid of that. I obviously forgot about that one. That was a good idea, Piggy. We would have been a 3. But what I'll have to do is, the only way I can get to that one is to do a ladder. But I can't get to that one until I blast this down and re-sort this out. Obviously, this is going to have to be resorted as well, because we can't get to there. But we don't want to get to there at this precise moment anyway. So things are happening. Things and stuff, as we say. This doesn't need to be in here. Now, well, I suppose I could get to it from there, can't I? They could walk from this angle. Can they? Yeah, well, yeah, they can. Because obviously they can walk around. So I can get to it. And they'll do that. Get rid of that. We'll also get rid of this now. And we get rid of this. And we'll pick that up. That's now out of the way. Obviously, I'm not going to get rid of this. This will obviously be filled in. That's the idea, and it'll come to here. But that's what I'm saying is that going to be far too far for the water? Now, I may have to have, let's say, a 3-channel and not a 2-channel to allow. Because I think it's something like 10 goes this way, 10 goes that way. The centre might be too barren. You know, so there's that. I don't know yet. I have no idea. But we're getting there. I'm at 5,000 in water, so that's good. I'm a bit worried about this, but I don't think I've got enough beavers to turn it on because I've got all these running. I don't know how many I've got running. Probably most of them, actually. Yeah, the look of most of them running. Sorry about the noise, but there's not much I can do about that. I'll turn that one off because it's off anyway, so I'll make sure that it's not turned off. That one's still running. Everyone's still running about 1. Ain't too bad. We're gonna have a beaver situation up, so I've got another. If you remember, we had 60. Was it 61? Somewhere like that. And now I'm at 77. So I am getting them there. I don't think... Yeah, you see, I've got no... but I'll put them in when I get more. Ay, ay, ay. That's not too bad. We've got 7 days left. I've gone down to half. And I still have not opened this up fully yet. I've still got this area to go. This area needs to come back. So there's a bit more water that needs to be blasted and thingied open. You know, to get this sorted. But I haven't had a chance. We're concentrating on other things and not that. I think I'll just take the chance of doing... See, that's the thing is I can't do this one, and this is the one I need to do. Now, I can get over there now. And... I'm going to build a... Well, I'm going to get rid of that sensor. And they're going to pick this up. This now should be thingied itself. We want automation again. I want a contamination sensor rotate. I'm thinking of about here. And we'll get that running. Threshold 5%. That's a bit weird. It remembered the threshold, so it must be a global setting. Because obviously, technically, I would have thought that would have been reset itself, but apparently not. I've got enough metal and I've got enough gears, so that should be able to be built. Obviously, this now, I can now build this now. I'll try it with this on its own. So these will maybe open up. Obviously, now I've got to go back and do this. If it's on, it's down. If it's off, it's up. I think that's... No, it's on, it's down. That way. I think that's the right way. In fact, when this gets built, this will control this anyway. I've set the relay, but let's set the sensor. If it's off, it's minus. If it's thing is, it's that. Yeah, I might not need that. And then if this is on, that's off. That's off. Yeah, I might not need this. Because a relay, I think it relays it to something else, but I don't need to relay that because I can use these to talk to it. I think that's right. It's all up in the air, I must admit. I am not that too sure. Let's get rid of that now. I need to get down there and blast this up. So we can turn around, we can get that into there. I can now blast all this. I can now do the to there. It's only temporary because obviously we're gonna fill that in. But until I get this ready, I'm not gonna fill it in. My plan is I might as well go. Now, this is where the problem is going to start. If I go too far over there, there's no way that that's going to be enough to get the water in this centre. I don't think. Obviously, if we take the 10, that's fine. Well, it might. Well, you know. I have planned that to keep the water around. There we go. See, we got no water left and we got 6 days left. So everything is going to die. Absolutely fabulous. Right, I've got that going. I assume I don't need that going actually. Because there should be enough in there for the 6 days. I will turn this on though. And I will turn that on, and that on, and that on. Now, have we still got enough water in here? We have. There's I think if I remember rightly, this is, yeah, you see, this is higher. This is what I've got to solve as well. I'm going to have to get this bottom the same level as this here. Needs to be the same level as that, and I can open these up then. I don't need to. That way I've got more water. If you see this here, I've got way more water then to play with this, because I've only got this at the moment and it's far too high. Obviously I've blasted this back to hold water, but again the problem is the dams. The idea is to hold water to keep the berries and everything else going, so I've got some food if I need it. Oh, the problems in this game is just... I've obviously done it myself. That's, you know, that's a gimme. That's definitely a gimme. I don't have to even contemplate that. But learning is learning, isn't it? You learn by your mistakes. Well, that's the thing anyway. And you know, I should have used, like I said, I should have used the engines here earlier on in the playthrough. But at least I've got power still going, because obviously I've got, you know, I've done that one, but I need to get the second one going. But I don't think, I certainly don't have enough. It comes under water, doesn't it? 300. Yeah, I got that. 200. I need another 100. But I don't think I can turn this on. I don't think... Oh, okay. I was wrong. Was that kind of... Oh. Oh. Beavers are coming back. Beavers are coming back. I have absolutely no scrap metal though. 0 scrap metal, 0 of 0. Although I do have this scrap metal. But it's so long, it's in Narnia. I'll empty that. That scrap metal, that can be emptied as well. Now, I should... Theoretically, this is why I wanted the subway going down here. This is a prime example why I wanted it. But I don't have the metal to actually build the subway, let alone anything else. We do have, wherever they are, or we should have a place that they store them in here somewhere. Yeah, I see. So once I get this refilled up again, it should work pretty well. Oh, apparently that apparently it did that. Thank you very much. I have no idea whether it would do that. But I might as well try it, because there's a lot of logs there. And we'll cut this down. I wasn't even planning that it was even going to do that, and I completely forgot. But there you go. Right, that can be done. Right, we've got this running. In theoretical terms, if I do this, when this was on, that would be down. Because I do that, if it's off, which it's off, it's down. Nothing in range. Oh, brother. Yes. There is something in range, but it can't get to it. Because it can't get around the thing. But what will this is this? You know, I was umming and ahhing about that, to be honest, and now I can do it. See, now it's going to do it. I did put the see. It's because now it can get over that path. If I do this, it should be able to get to this no problem, and cut them down. That there is an absolute pointless waste of filling in, because we don't need that. In fact, actually, it's such a waste of time. I'm going to fill in with some dirt, actually. That's good. I can't see why this is not going to work. And then I can get rid of the relay if I don't need the relay. But I think, like I said, I think you needed a relay for actually to relay to 2, I think. I'm not parfait, so please forgive me if I'm wrong with that. I'm going to do on 3. We've got 4 days left. We've getting water to go into here just to last. I mean, yes, I don't really need it because I've got the these here. I've got 200 planks. I've got a full waz of logs here, completely. Well, just about. And we are going to get these now. Running. As that building is being emptied and does not. Well, why? Yes. But there's not enough beavers yet to be able to have the haulers running. Because I've got the 10, I've added the 10, but I don't have enough to actually, as we can see here, I've got massive amounts of free beds. Wait, I've got 33 vacancies and 33 beds. So I actually have the right amount of vacancies for the beds that I've got, and the jobs that I've got. Although, strangely enough, this is running, which I'm questioning why it would be running. Now that, oh, actually, saying that though, I know why it's running. It's because I've got these turned off as well. But see what I mean? That's the reason why that won't fill out. It's because I didn't have it on full, not because of anything else. 31 and 34. I got 1 incapacitated. Well, I'm sure I've got a fixer-upper for us. We've got, well, we'll just be about on 0 water when I pump this. I think. How do I get down there? I think I could get down there by this, actually. I think I'm going to concentrate on blasting this down. The only trouble is, I didn't want to do it before, is that I don't think I can do this. I can't blast them underneath here, can I? No, I cannot. That's to get all the rest of it, so I'll have to do something with that. I'll just go around that for now, and then we'll figure that out later. I think this goes down. Yeah, you see, this will allow me to do it. I'll get it done in a shake's tail, which means in not that long. I think that's what it means. Can't do that there. Can do that there. There and there. And there. That's fine. Better not fill that in yet for the water problem until I know that that's. So I'll do a channel, just a straight channel. That might be okay. Don't want it. Maybe something like that. Yeah, that's a lot of thing to fill in. But I'll have a cut through there, just to know that, you know, we're moving water around. That obviously is going to help with irrigating this part here and this part here, because obviously it's 10. Even though we'll have something, you know, I've got the water to come to here. This helps this side actually, because obviously it doesn't allow that to go back. Now, the silly thing in the room is I should have moved these right to here. Which I think in next video I'm going to move that over and do this one in line, and then I'm going to do all that, and that'll even allow me even further, you know, even more. So, like I said, we're out of everything, but we're not out of everything. I knew once I'd done it, I made the mistake of opening that sluice, this here. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm going to send that to 95. Right, this is obviously going to go... Yeah, see, it's working because this is off. I might change these. Well, I'm going to change this and this. Let's see, now our water is... It's flowing. It's definitely flowing. Pick that up would be quite nice. And then it'll start to flow around. I'm not like... how many... I've got 1,400 left, so I'm not too bad. If you look... I think it was I think it was the Oasis playthrough actually. This was just a pre-1, so it was just before 1 came out, and it's just finished not so long ago. That I had over 10,000, 10,000 dirt, and I absolutely almost used the 10,000 dirt that I actually had. We can do that. I can't do that, but I'll have to redesign that somehow. Anything up to here that I can do down, that's fine. And do down at that there. One, because it holds more water, which will save this 15 days straight off, because I've got double the amount in that block. But I'll have double the amount anyway, because I'm going to blow up this block. I'm going to blow it. I don't want it here. So that's going to get blown up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this... I'm going to say start on this section. Then do this section. So they'll start on the section that I want them to start on. Because I've got 89 of them. We get this going early on in this... Oh, well, early on. We're halfway through. But obviously I'm pumping this water back and I'm not... we're almost full of water, actually. It's pretty good. I've got another 70 to go before I can cap this one. Once I've capped this one, then my idea is to cap that one. And that'll open up that part. I could come round this way, actually, and go do it this way instead of destroying my trees there. And that'll keep that watered, irrespective of what that's doing. Don't know what else we're actually going to do. There's such a nightmare. But I have got, you know, I've got it going. Even though I only lost 100 in cannibals. Yeah, you know what they are. Kohirabies, sorry. I'll get the naming room right. I'm now going to get rid of that. So that now is no more, and we're going to deepen this trench. And I think that will help the situation here as well. Like I said, this now could be the first one. This now could then be the second one. And then obviously that's normal. I want to get this done before the water, because obviously it's going to fill back up again. I've got 40's already done. This won't go because obviously I've got a dynamite under it. And that now should be about redoing again. This section is on its own, so once I get this one in, which is now doing, I can get rid of this, don't need this anymore, and do the same here. Down through the way. Get that. Get that. That. I should have everything on a shortcut, but I never do. Right, that now can come down. Okay, I better wait until I don't want to blast these up. Because it won't be the first time I've not done that. Right, there we go. Right, there we go. That now is obviously a lot higher. And that's going through there. So I've just increased the water level massively. And doubled the height of the water that's going to be stored there. Which should go over the 15 days. Because if we know... I mean, I've got this. I want, obviously, this down. But I'm going to need another... I'm going to need another way to get over. Well, I suppose I could do this. In fact, let's start the process of taking this down and do it now while we're because they can get over here, you see, so I don't have to worry. There and there, and let's take this down. I just want to solve me what? I don't want them fluid dumps in. That's what I'm trying to avoid. And get rid of, if I can. That then can be the thingy, and that then could be that. There's going to be a slight issue here. Where I'm going to have to take this out. There's a reason for that. If I blast this down, I've just basically cut myself off. I need to blast this down, fix this path, then blast that down. And then fix that path. I'm not worried about these two. I might even be able to get rid of the fluid dump. I certainly will be able to turn that fluid dump off. For certain. I don't know why I've still got it running, but I have. I can turn that off. Obviously, you could even do some sort of, I don't know whether it's a sensor or something, and you could turn them on and off when the water gets to a certain threshold. I think that's the floor. I think that's the other one, maybe. I don't know. But it's getting there. Like I said, it's a process. But I'm getting through the process. Right, now, is that done? No, that's not done. But as we can see, I've still not got enough water in here. It's taking so much more water to fill this up. That could be to do with that this isn't high enough. It should be on... Yes, it's not high enough. It's only at a 1, and that needs to be a 2. So, we'll, as we're waiting, we'll do this. Get that in. And I'll actually put the dams up here. Is that any good? It's not, doesn't look really great, like, does it? But it will suffice. I'll fiddle with it later on. And we'll get that in. I'll put this at full. I'll put this at full. I know the thing with that. If everything's full, nothing's full. Situation. Right. Obviously, that won't work, you know. But the trouble is, they need to walk over here to be able to do it. I'm not desperately worried about that. I'm more worried about getting the this now will flow. So now we got the flowing around here. Obviously, this needs to go, and then filling that. But like I said, I need a way of controlling. And to be honest with you, I'm just thinking there that might actually not be the right one to do. It would be better if I did the floodgates, I think. I only need a single floodgates. It doesn't matter because I still want water in there. We'll set these to 95. Yeah, we should be fine. Because obviously I've got this level now is as 1. It wasn't before because it would have flowed over. That was the plan. That was the plan to do that. And then I'll move this over, and then we'll get rid of this line. Because we could do a bit of filling in here. Like I said, it is possible to move this out. Oh, drought. I did say that I was going to do something here, didn't I? I was going to move a line. I was going to blast this line. So we'll add that in. I've got 14 days to do it. I'll just get this to go down here. Set that to a this. I don't want to set it to full because I want them to do the other bits. Because what happens is that's full. You set this to full, in other words, priority. It means the other one goes down. You know what I mean? It'll do the and it'll change the others based off that. So that's why. If I've got some store here, I might as well put it in. So things are happening. Hopefully by the end of this playthrough, we'll get this to actually work, and then I don't need to worry. I can take out all of it. In fact, saying that, actually, oh, I can do it now. Don't trouble us if we have no. We won't. We shouldn't have a bad water straight away. Demolish, demolish, and I'll once these are demolished, I'll fill them in with so I can get down there. Now I did say I was going to do that as well. So that's done. What else was I was contemplating this, wasn't I? Right, I've got this working, so I'll blow this up. Now we need to, oh shoot. Okay, I'll just fix that. I think they can get that anyway. Yes, they can. Yes, they can. Actually, thinking about it, I have a cunning plan. That would be the level. If I go down one, that's under there. I don't know whether I can actually do it. No, I probably can't do it. Although saying that though, I could cheat and put a ladder there. It would be a good idea if I actually put the ladder in. I'll explain in a minute, in about 2 minutes, why I'm actually doing this. And people that probably that know this game, you know, that are watching say, I know what he's doing. Exactly what he's doing. Well, you'll know what I'm doing when I actually pick the right thing again. There. I actually think, well, no, stop it. We'll do both. It means it prolongs the thing from, right, we'll do this. We'll do the path to there. We'll have to do this path, and we'll have to do this path. Right, so the reason why I've done that and not done ladders over is they've got to go down, they've got to go up. Why have they got to go down and go up? Because that's the only way there. What gives them that? Wet fur. I get the wet fur bonus increased by doing nothing. I don't have to build any extra thing because of it. That then solves that. We'll just have to wait. I don't want to blow this up. You see why I didn't blow this up until I fixed this. So that, I mean, it's a bit of a pain. We've got to go down and we've got to come up. But it just gives us that extra something. Now, I know this water here is now evened itself out, which is a bit of a problem. I've obviously gone too far, as usual. And now they'll just suck this dry. Now, the decent thing is that I need to turn these on. Here's where the problem starts. Now I've blown this down, at this precise moment, this is just not going to fill up, is it? This is where the problem starts. Could I seriously lose the lot of them? Could I say, stuff it, we'll lose the lot, and or do I say, stuff it, we'll build the floodgates, and then we'll just take, you know, we won't take the floodgates down. Yeah. I don't need, well, the thing is it'll flow over it, so I suppose I wouldn't need a no. I want that to be built, I want that to be built, and I want that to be built. It's going to take a while, because obviously this needs to be filled. This needs to be on. This needs to be on, and this needs to be on. I don't really need this on, but if I've got spares, I'm going to put them on. which I think actually now I don't. The problem being is I need the stairs to, because I can't get down there, because I've done what I normally do and block myself off from getting this. So water is coming through, but the one big problem is it'll just constantly fill that and not anything here. The only disadvantage of that is it's absolutely ginormous. Now, next time, it won't be a problem. That's the whole point. This isn't going to be a problem when I get it all down to 1. Now, I think this is down to 0. I may be wrong. No, see, this is still too high as well. So I could blow this down, and then no matter what, is when I fill that up, there's no way that I should run out of water in that 15 days. The only disadvantage is, as you can see, this is filling up, but it's filling up this, not filling up what I want. These, obviously, 2 have been done, but this one cannot be done because I can't get down to get it done. Do I quickly build a this and try and get down, get down? I can't believe I did that. Well, I can, but that'll do. I wanted to build that, but they're seriously not wanting to do it. Oh, they're not wanting to do it because I've not selected on as important ever. Right, that should. I could have waited, as usual, being a bit impatient as I am. I've not obviously selected that on to do that fast. This might work. I'm gonna have to delete this now. And obviously I need that on there. I don't need this. This has now been built. Theoretically, I don't need that behind it. And I don't need this, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. Just hopefully this works now. That would be a gaping hole that I've caused myself. So we'll plug that hole with the dirt. And I'll get rid of these once I know that these are filled in 10 days. Water is full. Yee! Water's full. So, and we still have a quarter of this left in. This is almost full. We shall start to fill this up. There we go. So now I'll just put it to max. It doesn't really matter. Max. We're far out down. They're obviously going to get water, and you can see we've got an automation. We can automate this. I'm going to have to work that one out. It'd be nice to work that one out. As you can see, the slight disadvantage is this needs to be higher to be able to do the berries. But the advantage of that now is that part of the water should never run out because we've got double the amount. I've got double the amount of height, like I said, that I didn't have before this playthrough. Oh, I cause myself hassle. I really do. But then again, how are you going to learn? You can't learn by not making mistakes. I've always thought sometimes you learn more by making the mistake than you do it going right to start with. The only reason why I say that is I do, and you probably, and if you haven't seen it on the channel and you're quite interested, go and have a look at it. I think it's in miscellaneous playthrough. And I do 3D printing, but I do my own 3D printing. There's stuff I do on there that nobody else, as far as I'm aware, does in the world at the moment. So it's unique in that context. And I've been battling to do something for years, and I've just got to the stage of it all being finished, and I'm happy with it. I'm one of these people. I couldn't sell something or I couldn't give something if I'm not happy. If I'm not happy what I've given somebody, some people just don't care. Some people just, just say, I don't really care. As long as it looks okay, it'll be thing. That's not the way I am. And it's never been the way I am. When I give something or sell something or want to sell something, it has to be right that I would want to purchase it. You know what I mean? So anyway, yeah, so we've got some, it's all retro. So if you watch the retro weekend, it is gaming, but it's all gaming. That's all I'll say. And yeah, it's they're interested. You actually see me on my face on actually video, which if you've never seen me before, by all means. I'd like to know what pigs looks like. I used to. I would do like Timberborn and here, and you would see. But the trouble is this isn't too bad now. In this section here, you could put, where the cursor is now on the right hand side. You could put yourself there, but I don't think it was like that before. I think it was not in the center. I think it was on the right hand side. So you couldn't really put your face in there because it was always getting in the way. That's why I didn't do it. The camera's, well, it's covered over to stop the dust and things, but it's mainly on there. And we do the Christmas and things, but we've got it. Look at the amount of science points I'm actually getting, I'm getting an absolute massive amount of science points. We're not actually doing anything. You could get, if you don't really know, you could go for the, I think it's this one actually. Where is it actually? No, it's there. Obviously this is the inventor. That resolves calculations without beavers operating it. I don't really get put what calculations. Charge station. Oh, maybe they don't have the observatory then. I thought they had the observatory. Maybe the NT don't have the observatory then. Well, you learn something every day, as the saying goes. This is only going to pump up to the point where the 6,000. But obviously, as you can see now, I'm starting to fill this up. Because obviously, I'm taking the water from there and then filling it up with these. Oh, like I said, next time, this should theoretically not need to be done. I'll do that. Where is the explosives, I wonder? I can always do it when they go to sleep. But the problem... Oh, no, there should be... Yes, now they've got this running again. Now you see, now we're going to get... If you can see this here, although it's not going to be prevalent much, we've got the 36 here, which is only 36 beavers, but obviously it's not quite a wide block, because the wider the block, the better it would be for them, to get wet fur. But it's like, I call it free wet fur, because I'm not having to build anything for them to do it. Like the shower, in some respects, that's what the shower is. It'll get them wet fur, because obviously it is cleaning, but you're getting that for free, because you're just walking through it. So, it's only going to be a few seconds, but that few seconds as they're doing the job will increase and go on. Yeah, no water left. Normal. But I reckon the next bad tide, I think that's going to work. I'm convinced it's going to work. Right, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. And then we're going to plug this hole up. And we're going to do that. And we're going to do that. Right, we've got 1,100. I still don't have to worry too much about dirt here. That's good. How much of that? No, I'm going to leave them to do the filling. Do the filling, guys. Get rid of it. I don't need any of this. Well, I do need it, but I don't need it as now it's that high. I don't need that. probably still need that, but I'm going to have to work out something else for that. That's a filarinerer. That's get the planks crank because we've only got 150 planks left. Obviously, like I said, I'm not doing anything with this yet until... Although saying that it's not really doing anything, if we look, the reason why it's not doing anything is because it's going around here. But if I've now... Well, I'm saying I've got this built. No, I haven't got it built because I've not got it on a... do the hell build me now, please. Thank you very much. Selection. I could have put doubles in there. But I put singles because it's going to be water anyway. So really, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. I'm going to get rid of them and probably put... ooh, talking about that. Are they not built this yet? No, they haven't built this yet. Could you do that? Because we've got 5 days left and I want to get at least this in as a... It's too far. Why is it too far from a district? Oh. Well, one thing, I did a thing which I didn't need to do because I could have just gone round here. And 2, I'd forgotten I cut that off. Oh, God. Pigs does goofs 101. Oh, we're at hour now. I've done it again, haven't I? I looked and it was thingy, and I'm still yabbering. Yeah, so we're getting through things. Things are turning around in this playthrough. It's taken all this time to turn them around, but we are getting there. I hope you enjoyed this. It's all this new stuff that I'm obviously the automation and everything else, the old stuff I'm used to do what I need to do, but it only is automation I'm not. So that's why I'm having to learn all this on the fly. But that's good for other playthroughs. Anyway, I hope you enjoy that. We will see you again soon. Take care. Bye for now.